those stories about karma? How people will do bad things and then horrible stuff happens to them as a result? Baloney. I don't believe it for a second. Why? Because I try my hardest to be a good person and I'm still riddled with bad luck. Take one day from my freshman year, for example. My alarm didn't go off, so I overslept and I was late for school. I stood there, shifting nervously, still wearing my pajamas on the bus. What a disaster. Then, rip! The zipper on my backpack slowly slid open, and boom! It burst completely open. My schoolwork exploded into the air, raining down on the bus floor. I gasped in horror, scrambling to pick them up. My hands were shaking. I clutched a few crumpled papers into my hands, just anxiously waiting for this nightmare to end. But fate had other plans. The bus hit a massive rock, tilting wildly to the side. I staggered, trying to stay on my feet, but whoosh! My papers flew into the air again. I snapped. "Forget it," I muttered. "I'm not picking them up again." The bus rolled on, but my patience was running out. I frowned, tapping my foot restlessly. I was so late. And then, screech! A sharp break, a hiss of smoke. The bus came to a dead stop. My stomach dropped. No. I covered my face in frustration, groaning loudly. This couldn't be happening. With a defeated sigh, I stormed off the bus. The road stretched endlessly ahead. The city bustled in the distance, and there I was, a pajama-clad, sleep-deprived mess, sprinting to school. When I finally arrived, I went to my first period class, which I had almost missed entirely. Could this day get any worse? Evidently, it could.
Today I will teach you some important knowledge which is related to previous homework.
I had a big assignment due for second period. It was something I had worked on all weekend. But when I went to grab it from my backpack, it was missing. I must have missed picking it up when my backpack exploded on the bus ride over. What did I do to deserve this? I felt like I might cry. But since that wouldn't help solve my problems, and would only serve to embarrass me. Instead, I went to my teacher and explained the problem. As I trudged back to my desk, the rest of the class seemed to pass by in slow motion. I sighed in relief when it was finally over. As I headed back to my locker, I heard some girls whispering behind me. Wow, what a fashion statement. Think those shorts were on sale at Walmart? Do you think she's trying out for the next top model? They giggled and walked by me. I felt my face getting red. I knew what a disaster my outfit was, but it was out of my control. A girl from my class, Jenny, stopped by me and put a hand on my shoulder. Hey, don't listen to them, Emma. Personally, I like the outfit you've got on. She winked at me to let me know that she was joking. Thanks, but it wasn't intentional. I overslept and ended up wearing my pajamas to school. Oh, why didn't you say so? Don't worry, you still look adorable. Thanks, Jenny. Don't mention it. I have to admit, the good thing about bad luck is that you find out who the nicest people are. I smiled to myself and finally made it to lunchtime. I didn't see Jenny in the cafeteria, so I decided to grab a bite and save a spot for her. As I was walking to an empty table, I slipped on a banana peel. I wasn't aware people could actually do that. I thought it was only in cartoons. I fell down, my food spilling all over my shirt. Great, not only was I publicly humiliated, but my blouse was ruined as well. Are you okay? Jenny helped me up, and we sat down together. Jenny looked at me in sympathy. Tough day, huh? I pointed to my ruined blouse. Well, at this point, it really couldn't get any worse, but this is just par for the course for me. What do you mean? Oh, I've always had bad luck. You'd better watch out. It might be contagious. You don't really believe that, do you? I shrugged and put my head on the table. I was quiet for a while. Then Jenny nudged my arm. Hey, I saw you dropped your lunch. Would you like some of my food? My stomach growled in response. Jenny and I locked eyes and started to giggle. We finished eating just as the bell rang. I was feeling a little better about life after that. The rest of the afternoon passed by without anything major happening. Well, I did get hit in the face during dodgeball, but that wasn't necessarily bad luck, just my lack of coordination or athleticism. When school was over, I gathered up my things and was ready to head out. Well, at least the day's almost over, I thought. Suddenly, I heard a car honk at me. Emma, do you need a ride? I do! You're a lifesaver! Jenny laughed. Well, I guess then there's the answer to your question. What do you mean? I asked. You were afraid that you were cursed with bad luck, right? But you just said you're lucky to have me as a friend, so that proves what you said isn't true. I paused, thinking about my day. Hey, I guess you're right. Of course I am. Now hurry up. I happily jumped into the passenger seat, and off we drove. And that was how the best worst day came to a close. And that is just one example of a typical day in my life. I found ways to be grateful even when my days were ridiculous. You would think that incident would have been the worst of my misadventures, but no.